Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint-Germain family, to episode 16 of PSGINT Reacts to Tweets. Let's get into it. Official, Fernandinho is officially retired from football at the age of 40. Shout out to Fernandinho. I still remember his non-rare gold card in FIFA 14. I used to use all the time. But yeah, great career for Fernandinho. More of a late bloomer. His later years of his career obviously look better. Former Shakhtar player as well. All right, interesting. This was Neymar and Mbappe's age. Yeah, I've seen this question before from Touchline. You step in a time machine that takes you 30 years from now. Who's being remembered as the better player? So now who's more famous, more well-known? Who will be remembered as the better player? And I think Mbappe needs to do a huge comeback if he ever wants to be recognized as a better player than Neymar Jr. Obviously, the newer generations that are now coming through, they will still watch Mbappe, but they were not able to watch Neymar. But first of all, when it comes to Neymar, I think he's a player that will age like fine wine. I think with time, with football becoming more robotic, people will look back at Neymar and the joy he gave every fan that was watching him and the football that he was playing, just like Ronaldinho. I'm not from the time that Ronaldinho was playing football, but I definitely believe that Ronaldinho got rated more and loved more and respected more after he retired than during his prime. And I think the same thing will happen to Neymar. When it comes to Kylian Mbappe, just if we want to remove Neymar, if we just want to say what Mbappe can do to be considered as a better player, first of all, he has to do much better club-wise. He has to become a real big game player, especially in the UEFA Champions League. Maybe he has to lead Madrid to UEFA Champions League. So yeah, mostly improve his club career. He's going to go to another World Cup where I'm convinced he's going to do well. Always has the French national team, which has been extremely strong. Definitely the best national team ever since 2016. So when it comes to the national team, he can do even more. He can potentially end up, he will definitely retire as the top goal scorer in World Cup history. So that looks really great for Mbappe. Just his club career, he needs those big moments. He needs those big nights like that. For example, the hat-trick versus City. Those are the kinds of nights that Mbappe needs to be remembered. But no, the answer is simple. I don't think Mbappe... Mbappe would have to do something crazy, but no. I think Neymar will always be seen as a better player. Pep Guardiola is a big admirer of Saïd El-Mala. Paris Saint-Germain are also interested in Saïd El-Mala. Manchester City is scouting him live. Bayern Dortmund and many others are tracking El-Mala. The 19-year-old top talent is under contract until 2030 with no release clause. There are currently no negotiations with other clubs. Interesting. I don't know that much about him apart from he's a really great dribbling winger. But yeah, City might take him from us. At this exact time, same time, 2 days from now, Camp Nou obviously will be opened up. Not fully. I think it's like 55K of 105K. It's going to still take more time for it to be fully open, but yeah. We've been waiting for Barca to go back to the Camp Nou. I remember, back in May, they were saying they're going to go back to the Camp Nou. They're finally going to go back to the Camp Nou. And from a Paris Saint-Germain supporter's perspective, it's good. The Mandzukic... obviously, Barca still had some memories in that stadium, good and bad ones. But, it never felt right because it wasn't their real stadium. And me, as someone that wants to face Barca, obviously... In the group stage when we faced them, I wanted to face them at the Camp Nou. So happy to see them back there. Gareth is better footballer than Neymar. No, he's not. He's not. Unpopular opinion in football that will get you in this position. Let's think of one. Okay, I'm going to go with one opinion that I've been saying. Nuno Mendes is the best left back I have ever seen. I don't think he has the best career. I don't think he has the best legacy. He still needs to do it more often to be considered among the greats. But if we're talking the ability, I don't think anyone comes close, because you talk about Ashley Cole defensively. Offensively, it's a huge gap. You talk about Marcelo offensively. Defensively, it's a huge gap. Obviously, that's more about the modern football. The modern football expects every single player to be complete, not have any weaknesses in his game. But Nuno Mendes has been man of the match in big games. I haven't seen a fullback with that kind of impact and that kind of ability. So that's going to be my opinion then. Barcelona's special Clasico fourth kit is inspired by their iconic 2005 win against Real Madrid. Inspire in what sense is it inspired? Maybe it's inspired by the kit from that season, but how is it inspired from beating Madrid? What, the light blue is supposed to represent something with Madrid, something, but it actually looks good. It looks a little bit like a training kit, but it looks good. Real Madrid plays with most tackles in the UCL this season. Carreras, Dinhuisen, Camavinga, Bellingham. Guller, wow. Carreras, he's had a crazy amount of recoveries, interceptions, and tackles. It's been a very good signing for Madrid so far. Ashraf Hakimi, man. Beautiful. Serious question. Is Mbeumo the greatest African in the Premier League? I mean, I don't get these Twitter accounts because I don't know. I understand you want an engagement farm, but I mean, I guess there are better ways to do that than. Lewandowski's biography. The author describes a tense moment at UCL semi-final against Inter with Andres Christensen. With Barca protecting a late lead and expecting a wave of crosses, Hansi Flick planned to bring on Christensen to add height against Inter's aerial threats and top players like Acerbi. But when the assistant told Christensen to warm up, he unexpectedly said he had minor back discomfort. How surprising. Flick doubted it was a real injury, yet with the matching chaos in the clock at 89th minute, he had no time to investigate. Forced to react instantly, Flick turned to Lewandowski, who just returned from injury because his height could help defend the final boss into the box. The gamble failed. Inter equalized, forced extra time, and eventually knocked Barca out. Lewandowski was clearly struggling physically, and Christensen never stepped onto the pitch. I don't know what to say. I mean, Christensen physically is absolutely cooked. He's always getting these minor injuries and discomforts. I guess that's it. Lamine Yamal is included in the team of the season for Europe's top 5 leagues so far as per who scored. Mbappe, Kane, Grimaldo, Nico Paz, Arda Güler, Lamine Yamal, Pablo Maffia, Gabriel Magalhaes, Vuskovic, another player that Luis Campos wanted at PSG, David Raumann, Iskandel. Actually, I think I saw Iskandel in some game, either the Madrid game or Barca when they played them. And he was good. How is Vitinha not here? How is Nuno Mendes not here? At least Vitinha. How is Vitinha not here? Like Chevalier, no. Hakimi had a little bit of a slower start, so I'm calm with that. Centre-backs, I don't know. Centre-backs rating is a bit weird. A lot of it has to do with GA and other stuff, not even defensive numbers. Nuno should be the left-back. And Vitinha, I don't know how Vitinha is not here. Neves, Fabiano have had injuries, and Nico Paz has been really good. And I'm not going to talk for any PSG attacker to be in this. Yeah, I don't know how Vitinha is not there. Mistreated at Madrid, mistreated at PSG, and even then, Keylor Navas is still showing up for his country at 38 years old. A goalkeeper for the ages. Another bullshit opinion by this propaganda account to replace Iker Casillas at Madrid, started for 3 straight years and won 3 uses. How was he mistreated? I mean, I don't know. Maybe Touchline can explain it better, but obviously he was mistreated at the end. You guys saw Courtois, you picked him up. We saw Donnarumma, we picked him up, and Navas, you know, was seen as a secondary goalkeeper after everything he had done for both clubs. For Paris Saint-Germain, reached the first Champions League final. For you guys, won 3 out of 3 UCLs. But obviously got mistreated towards the end. But no, Keylor Navas is definitely a very underrated goalkeeper. Paris Saint-Germain, Ballon d'Or, Johan Cruyff Trophy, Best Manager of the Year, Club of the Year, Golden Boy, Best Asian Player, Best African Player. I mean, he's been so dominant, man. And we still got the sextuple Intercontinental Club World Cup. Then we have the Globe Soccer Award coming up. Then we have the FIFA Award, FIFA Pro 11 and the FIFA the Best, which then boosts your win. And then we have the Trophée du Champion versus Marseille. So in 2 months, we're going to have even more celebration at Paris Saint-Germain. 2025 was definitely a special year. Beautiful year. Goals and assists for club and country. Joga Bonito and Costa region. Flop. Wow, so Verta has 7 GA? versus 7GA in what, three international breaks? Okay, you know what? I can have my opinions about this. This is tiring. I sent a message to Jude Bellingham before the England game, and I told him, just be ready. Just Jude replied to me, ready for what? I said, listen, it's coming. I'm going to be on your side. It's going to come and keep coming like a tsunami, and it's here. He's just 22, you know. So, Bellingham has been receiving a lot of criticism from the media, from the English manager Thomas Tuchel, from fans, from players, from pundits, from everyone. And now Ian Wright was defending him, and he was saying some other stuff. Certain people are not ready for black superstar in England. Everyone loves N'Golo Kante. He's a humble black man. It's how he is. But when we Paul Pogba and Jude Bellingham, that energy does not fit well with these people. It frightens these people. Jude's too uppity for these people. As a black man, when you go out, you're told to keep your head down. If you're a black man who's outspoken at this level, it scares certain people. This person I'm referring to is obsessed with Jude Bellingham. He's moving off this energy. He can't see a black man doing what's Jude doing. I don't know who Ian Wright is talking about here, but one thing I want to say is I've been reading some of the stuff Ian Wright has said, and I have two issues. The first issue is the race issue. And it's a very irritating stuff. Look, we have to be fully honest with ourselves. Does Bellingham have a criticizable character? This is the nicest way I can say it, 100%. Has he shown multiple times of having arrogant traits in his personality? 100%. 100%. And my issue right here is that Ian Wright is trying to make it all about black. That the reason Bellingham is getting criticized is because he's black. And I'm not even saying he's not getting criticized because he's not, that he's not getting criticized because he's black. But I don't like that he's trying to cover up for valid criticism of Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham was the person that swore to a referee and got a red card. Jude Bellingham's parents got kicked off the Dortmund arena. When that's the parents, definitely is going to be a problem with the kid as well. So it's quite clear that Jude Bellingham has a very criticizable he's a criticizable character. And what I don't like from Ian Wright, it's all about black people. They're not ready for a black superstar. This person I'm referring to is obsessed. And I'm not even here to defend or say it doesn't happen. No. When I see the criticism that Saka, Bellingham, Sterling before previous black English players compared to the English players, it's completely different. I don't know if we see some of it in France as well. Not as much, I would say, because, I mean, what, Zidane, the greatest French player of all time, he's Algerian, and they've had, you know, Lilian Thuram, Paul Pogba, N'Golo Kante. So in France, I don't know, maybe it's because there's so many, that's not like a huge problem, even though sometimes it exists, like Karim Benzema talked about it, when I score a goal, I'm French, when I miss, I'm an immigrant. I think Mesut Ozil said something along the same lines. So I'm not here to discredit those kinds of opinions about Ian Wright. What I'm trying to discredit is that he's trying to say Bellingham is just a regular guy. He's just a normal guy, and but he has a uppity personality. And then he compares him to Paul Pogba. And look, I can understand in one sense that both of them have, you know, a personality that they're showing off. You know, you see Pogba dance, you see Bellingham doing his celebration. But I never saw Paul Pogba criticizing his teammates like Jude Bellingham has done to Arda Güler. I haven't seen him beef with his teammates. I haven't seen him swear on the pitch as Bellingham. So again, I don't like that comparison. And then he brings up Kante as well, because he's a black humble. How many black players are there that do not get criticized because they do not behave in this manner? So, to summarize my opinion about this entire Jude Bellingham situation, the media definitely has huge flaws in how they portray different people. If it's a white ethnic Englishman, they will, you know, see him and treat him in a different way if he was non-native ethnic, like Jude Bellingham and so on. But what I don't like is that Ian Wright is trying to cover over all of it and saying Bellingham is doing absolutely nothing wrong. It's a bit similar stuff we're seeing with Lamine Yamal. Sometimes they bring up, unfortunately, the race card with Lamine Yamal, but the biggest thing they usually bring up with Lamine Yamal is that he's hated because he's too good. That's basically the Barca fan base, the Barca media, trying to cover up for Lamine Yamal's questionable character, questionable personality, and saying no, he's 18, you hate him because he cooked your club and all of that. No, it's because he has a criticizable character. So we shouldn't hide over that. And I do think the media should be criticizing arrogant players. You shouldn't be behaving like this in front of everyone, to your teammates, to everyone. I think Jed Spence and Van de Ven should get heavily criticized by the media for not, being arrogant in front of their manager, Thomas Frank. I don't care how much you hate his tactics. You don't do that in front of the camera. So, no, the media, the football world, should have every single right to criticize characters. And I don't like when people use the race card to basically it was the same thing with Vinny. Did Vinny receive an insane amount of racism? 100%. Was it absolutely disgusting racism? 100%. But that should not take anything away from any person wanting to criticize Vinicius Jr.'s questionable character and questionable personality and questionable behavior. Both can be wrong at the same time, and both are wrong at the same time. The abusement from the English media towards some players is bad, but Bellingham's character and personality and manners is also bad. That's how I want to finish this off. And that finishes off for this video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Episode 17 coming soon. That's me from boy PSGINT. And as usual, allez Paris.